I'm just putting a light on. Can you, and yeah, it's working. Just to get some light. Hey, how are you? So delighted to be with you today on this beautiful Tuesday. We've just had some rain, thank God, because it was so hot. I've been to the gym. I'm very sweaty, but it's also been so hot. So pull back your power. What do I mean by that? I mean, how do you pull back your power? When you need to pull back your power. What do I mean by your power? I mean your center, being centered, your confidence. I noticed this last week. I was at this event where there were these really fabulous people who I admired. I mean, I so admired them. But I also noticed when I was waiting for my turn to give my introduction that my power was just draining out of me. It was the most horrible feeling. And it's been a long time since I've noticed something like that. It's your confidence. Lovely to see you there. Lovely to see you there. It's your confidence. It's your power. It's your center. It's you. And it was just pouring out of me. It was a really horrible feeling. And it reminded me it can happen. It could happen to any one of us. And here's what I think. I think we get to be aware of that. We get to be sensitive to, your body, your energy, so you know when it's happening. And you don't just suddenly end up feeling completely exhausted, completely wiped out, completely flat. It's important. And here's the other reason it's important to notice all of this. It could be running your life if you're not aware of it. You could be, for example, putting people on a pedestal. And when you do that, you never feel that you are as good as them, obviously. You hold yourself back from doing things, from taking up your rightful place at the table, because you just don't feel that you're as good as them, that you deserve to be there. So this is very potent stuff. So here's 5 things that you can do when you feel that your power is leaking out of you, or when you notice yourself thinking in a way where you're questioning whether you deserve to be there, you could be with those people or do that thing, all that stuff that we tend to do. So the first thing is pedestal. Avoid putting people on a pedestal so that they're up there and you're in awe of them, like hero worship, and you diminish yourself in the process. I'm all for admiring people. I'm all for appreciating what they've done, their worth, their value. That's lovely. Just make sure that you're not diminishing yourself in the process. Like a lift is going up and you're going down. So the second thing is solar plexus. You're going to feel your power leaking out of you from your solar plexus. It's a horrible feeling. Get sensitive to it. And if you feel that's happening in the moment, put your hands there. Nobody's going to notice. And stem the flow. And most importantly, notice the thought that has led to that leakage. Change the thought immediately. You can do that really quickly. Third thing is purpose. When you connect to your purpose, like the reason you're there, I don't just mean like your big overriding purpose. That's always good to have and, good to be connected to that. But I just mean that you could remind yourself in a really easy, simple way when you're in the moment what your purpose is for being there. Because the moment you do that, I'm in a car park, you can see all this stuff going on. But the moment you remind yourself of your purpose, the bigger reason why you're there, it's such a relief. Because all that, stuff about me, all the ego stuff, like, who am I to be here? Oh, what are they thinking of me? What am I going to say? All that stuff. The moment you remind yourself of actually why you're there and what's most important, and what the most important thing is, all that stuff just goes by the wayside. Thank goodness. I did that last week. I was there as a guest mentor for these fabulous young people. Fabulous. And the minute I reminded myself, actually, I'm here to do a job. I am here to inspire these beautiful people. I'm here to uplift them. I'm here to give them everything that I can in this short time that I've got here that could make a difference. The minute I focused on that, because the thing is, your mind can only be focusing on one thing at a time. So you're either focusing on me, how am I coming across, am I looking good, or you're focused on something far more interesting. So focus on your purpose. Remind yourself to let go of that personal insecurity. What's my other P? P. Passive. You don't ever want to be passive in life, obviously. So be aware. Everything around you is information that someone has selected to influence your perspective in life. You get to choose. You get to not be a passive consumer in life. You get to be discerning. You get to consciously choose and select the information that is going to allow you to make an informed choice, an informed decision, and have your own perspective on everything and anything, okay? The last thing, finally, is this useful, by the way? Tell me. I'm rabbiting away. Tell me if this is useful. Give me a yes. I'm going to read your comments in a second. Is this making sense, or is it only me who sometimes gets to feel a bit insecure? The last one is physical. What do I mean by that? I mean your body, your physical body. Right now we have this immense pressure in our culture about what we should be doing with our body, to our body, and how we should be having someone inject substances in our body. Now, if you're happy with that, I'm happy for you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. That defeats my point entirely. I'm here to remind you it is your right to choose. It's nobody else's right to try and impose that on you or force you to do that. So you get to decide. Your body houses your spirit. You are a divine being. You are a divine being. Listen, this body, we're here for a short time. It's important, but actually you are an eternal being. You're going to go on beyond this physical body, this human experience. So this body houses your spirit. It's a temple. It's important. You got to look after it. It's also got to carry you around for quite some time. Yeah, it's the only one you've got. So you get to look after it. That's why I go to the gym a lot. I work out. I do a ton of stuff because it's important to have, I believe, to look after my body, to honor it. And I'm pretty careful what I put into it. I have a very clean diet. So if I'm going to have somebody inject something into it, I get to decide that because that's my right to decide. It's not somebody else's. Now, you get to choose. That's all I'm saying. And if you do make that decision to go ahead with that procedure, then obviously I'm going to assume that you have read around this area, you've read into it, and that you've come up with your own informed choice. That's important. It's really important because I promise you there's vast amounts of censorship going on at the moment. I can't even remember what it was, but I posted something yesterday about this area, I guess, probably saying something like what I'm just saying now, in fact. And I got this post from Facebook this morning saying, that post that you were posting yesterday, we've taken it down because it contravenes our community guidelines. And then there was something that came up about, if I'm going to say that word, I'm probably going to get this taken off, but the word about the C word. So all I'm saying to you is there's a lot of censorship going on, which means it's harder for you to get a fully informed perspective on this whole matter. And all I'm saying is your body, your choice, you get to decide. Personal power. So is this making sense, my darlings? I'd love to know. I'm super sweaty from being to the gym. It has been so hot Rebecca, Michelle, I love seeing you there. Eddie, Dora, I love this. It's like, have you ever watched Romper Room? Maybe you're not old enough, but when I was growing up in Northern Ireland, I used to watch this program called Romper Room. I adored it. First of all, it was Miss Adrian, and then Miss Helen came along afterwards. And at the end, they would hold up their magic mirror, take out the centre, and they would see all the children at home. Oh my gosh, I used to sit in front of the TV and be like, oh, maybe she'll see me today. And I think she did once or twice. So I see you all there. I see you, and it is lovely to see you. And I've got a question for you. Hi, Sue. Lovely to see you. Hi, Riaz. Hope I'm saying that right. Michelle. Give me a yes if this is making sense. Personal power. And I'll tell you an interesting thing. I think that we get to be vigilant about this. I don't think that we necessarily snap our fingers, work up our self-esteem, work up our self-confidence, and we're sorted for life. You know, I think that especially if you come like me from quite a humble place, you know, just a council house in Northern Ireland, and then you live a life that's quite way beyond that place, it's super easy to have an insecurity within you around yourself in certain places. You know what I mean? I don't like that. I don't like it at all. And that's why it's important to be vigilant. So when you feel that you're downplaying yourself, that you're creating this insecurity within yourself, you know, you get to handle it. You don't get to be at the mercy of it and live a reduced life as a result, because that would be the result. That would be the result. What was I going to say? Oh, yes. So interesting. Eckhart Tolle was talking about this very thing. And he gave us an example of a Buddhist monk. Buddhist monk was the head of this center in Thailand or somewhere. I don't know. Tibet, who knows? Anyways, on this particular day, there was this visiting Hollywood celebrity, probably Richard Gere. And here's what the head of the monastery noticed. He noticed that his palms became sweaty. His palms became sweaty when he was around the celebrity, when he was shaking hands. And he actually stepped down from being the head of the monastery. He stepped down. Oh my Lord. Because he had not kept his center. He had not kept his center, his personal power. He had allowed himself to be swayed by the status of this Hollywood celebrity. So he decided that he needed to take a bit of time out to, I guess, recalibrate, just come back to his center. I think that's so fascinating. And, you know, I was thinking about this morning, and the way that we have a family, you know, the royal family, how we've created this place for them, this elevated place for them to be in our society. And I just can't see the logic of it, truthfully. And I was thinking to myself, would I ever actually curtsy or bow to the royal family? I am going to be honest with you. The answer is no. I cannot see that at all ever happening. Should I be called upon to visit the palace? But it just doesn't sit with me. I tell you what does sit with me. What sits with me is honouring them as human beings, honouring the divine spirit in them as human beings, the way that I would with you, you know, the way that I would say namaste to you. The divine in me honours the divine in you. Now, I would absolutely do that to any member of the royal family. No problem at all. But I'm not going to be doing bowing and curtsying. I mean, I'm just not. I'm just not. That's putting people on a pedestal and then some. Doesn't make any sense to me. Look, you're free to do what you want to do. I just can't get the logic of that. So tell me if this is making sense. Now, I've got a question for you. I was thinking, I love connecting with you like this. I don't do enough of it. It's so easy for me to get distracted with other stuff. But here's what I was thinking that I'd actually really love to do. I was thinking of doing some YouTube lives, like maybe once or twice a week. I could have a theme, a little bit like this, talk about it, a little bit of depth, take your questions. And by the way, if you have any questions now, please put them in there. Would that be of interest? Would that be of interest? Give me a yes if that would be of interest, so I don't turn up there and I'm talking to myself. But I love that. Hi, Sharon. Lovely to see you. Hi, Leslie. Lovely to see you. And Anne. Lovely to see you. And, you know, I love connecting with you here because I recognize your names. Love and light to you, Sharon. I recognize your names from posts that I put up there, and you put comments that you like. So this is so lovely to connect with you here in a much more meaningful way. I'm just reading your comments. Chris, lovely to see you. Absolutely. So that's what I was thinking. What do you think about that? Doing some YouTube lives. Would that be of interest? Like maybe for half an hour? Once or twice a week. I do put videos up there. You know, not a ton, but to actually do a live. I think it could be a little bit different from this. Maybe just a little bit more personal. So personal power. Personal power. Install it. Hold on to it. Do not be assuming that other people are better, smarter, or know more. Those days are over. And we also get to be vigilant. We get to be vigilant. We get to observe how we are feeling in certain places, certain situations, or around certain people. So, you know, you get to pay attention to your solar plexus, because that's where you'll notice it in your body. You will get to notice if you are centered or whether you're leaking energy. And you get to stop that leakage straight away. Because remember, you are a divine being. Yes, you are. You are a divine being. You have the spark of the divine within you. We all do. So if you do not honor yourself as a divine being, that's you not seeing that you are a divine being. You don't want to do that. You do not want to do that. So you deserve to honor the divine within you. You deserve to honor the divine with you. That's just another way of looking at it. So listen, it's been amazing to spend this time with you. Let me know if that idea of the YouTube lives sounds good to you. It's just something a little bit different, eh? And I just have a feeling it would just give us a little bit more connection, and I'd love to get to know you better and find out how I can be of service to you more. So you have the best day, and I'm going to go get something to eat, and I will be back here. But you know, the other thing I'd love to know from you, because I really want to do this consistently and not like so randomly, like I pop in. The other thing I would love to know from you is, you know, if I did more lives like this, what's your favorite time? Is it like 11 in the morning, or is it 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. Or 12 noon? I've got a feeling that YouTube lives are better maybe early evening, like 5 or 6 o'clock, something like that. That's my feeling. But tell me what would be great. Yeah, here, Facebook Lives, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, whatever. That's so good for me to know, and then I can do that consistently. And I'd love to hear your takeaway as well on personal power. Is this making sense to you? Can I get a yes to personal power? Can I get a yes from you that you are owning your personal power? You have every right to be here. You have as much right as anyone else to take up space on the planet. Absolutely. You deserve your place at the table. So honor yourself. And the divine in me honors the divine in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye. All the best for now. Bye-bye.